There's a historic volatility signal potentially firing in the short term that can lead price into extraordinary highs. It was also noticed that Carvana proved resilient over broader market fluctuations, which leads me to believe this historic signal may have continuation despite macroeconomic catalysts. Welcome back to the channel on this Money Monday. This is ARCa. Let's dive into ticker symbol CVNA. Let's kill them, team. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Let's go ahead and take a look at CVNA here on the weekly time frame because, guys, I got to tell you something. This thing has been rocket shipping ever since it reached that bottom side of our analysis, right? I want you to go ahead and identify the upside here with another. Actually, you know what? We're going to use a different instrument, right? A different tool to identify potential upside continuation. One that I stopped talking about and one that I still talk about even inside of the trading team, right? So this is called a divergent drive, right? So what you're observing here is price action creating a series of higher lows, right? So this is your higher low trend from this pivot on the momentum indicator, right? So this momentum indicator is an RSI. Standard setup, nothing special, nothing new, right? So you're noticing here that the RSI is actually performing a lower low, right? So this lower low, in comparison with the divergence of the higher low inside of price action, marks off hidden bullish divergence on a very credible time frame. The weekly time frame here identifies higher probability upside when practiced inside of that time frame, right, guys? So that is how to observe that. Now let's go ahead and just move on to the next chart here, and we will observe another potential here of pullback. Okay, now actually, this would be the first one. So the bi-daily time frame could pull back here. What? 50%, 30 to 50%. So I keep on reminding you guys, man, it's going to be 60 to 70% of the time. We're going to get a 30 to 50% prior bar pullback, right? So here we close this bi-daily bar and we're going to start the new one, right? Effective intraday tomorrow. And that's going to mean that we could observe a prior bar pullback that could be worth around 30 to 50% of that bar. Okay, so 50% prior bar would be right at around 147.24. But what could stand in the way from us getting down to those lower valuations, right? So I got something here as I guess you can consider it an answer. You can consider it whatever you want, right? But there is a gap right here on the bi-daily time frame, right? So go ahead and jot that down here with me, right? Try to mimic your charts to at least have some of these higher probability retracement targets so that you know the play and you're playing it against the ARCa Bulls trading team, right? So always remember to use your 50% range from that zone, right? So yeah, I'm looking at here the reason why the pullback wouldn't happen all the way to the 50% of the prior bar. It would be around the 30% zone, which would be 148.87 to 149.87 at the midpoint to 150.79, right? So I know we got a huge bullish run on the asset today, right? And I will say that this is following a trend, right? This is very much so an ABCD strategy, but it also is disguised as two bearish formations stacked on each other, right? This is your ascending broadening wedge with a bottom side target of about $99.81. And also you have here this channel, right? This channel is an ascending channel. It is also bearish. Similar targets to the bottom side of that ascending broadening wedge. The target on that wedge is it is found at the genesis of the formation, right? And that's how we were able to determine what target that is. Now, of course, we bounced right off of this bottom side here because typically speaking, when you are observing three tests of your resistance, right, on a bearish formation, that usually gets you the biggest capitulation event. Now, the biggest capitulation doesn't mean that it's going to continue to the downside right away. There is often a bounce towards the upside, and that bounce is where the bulls and the bears will speak to each other and validate which one or confirm which one has the higher probability strength. This here is typically, I got to say, the bears usually take the cake on this, but with what I'm going to show you in the next chart, you are probably going to crap yourself on this, man, because it is absolutely one of the biggest signals that I've seen fire off on an asset year to date, actually, can it be, man? I don't know. It can actually be all my life. I don't know. But we're going to go over that here in the immediate short. Just hold on just for a moment here and observe the probabilities here, right? I am definitely looking at a potential pullback into these targets that we spoke about, right? So I'm going to go ahead and label them green so that in case you want to go ahead and long your positions here, this would be the place to kind of, get long your, I'm going to say it like this, man. You're right. This is for training purposes only, right? We're talking about paper trading here, right? Not talking about live cash at all, right? So this is just for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only, right? So just go ahead and identify these targets here. Go ahead and take your screenshots, right? But I do think that the upside probabilities are of a greater value here, right? So let's go ahead and now look at the last chart where I think I'm going to be able to give you some answers here over some things that you are not even going to believe. The reason I calculated the statistics here, guys, okay? I'm talking about the average metrics. I'm talking about standard deviations, upside and downside, all of it gathered here so that we can benefit from the upside move, right? So guys, the reason why I know how to do this is because I'm a stock trading instructor. Make sure to get in touch with me at ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com because we are about to start the beginners charting and trading mentorship program that's going to be about 8 weeks long. And that's going to start in about a week or a week and a half. So I want you to take advantage of those seats while they are available. So make sure to get in touch with me right away and get the syllabus, the disclaimer, and every detail here so that you can get yourselves into that course right away. Make a difference for your portfolio team. It's the best investment to invest in yourself, right? Let's go ahead and continue. And this is going to be ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com. Sorry about that last note there, right? Here you go. So let's continue with these statistics here. Now, the criteria for the statistics are using linear volatility, right, in the 2-day time frame of Carvana throughout its entire trading history. Now, while there isn't as many iterations as I would like, it is still what we have to work with, and the iterations are proving correct over and over again, right? So what is the criteria? Anytime, I'm just going to go ahead and have you ignore this yellow line here, right? The one that I want you to focus on is, in fact, the neon green line, the 15%, this one here, of volatility, right? So that's the criteria there. Anytime that volatility and this moving average, right? So volatility is represented by this histogram, the little light bulbs, and the moving average is the moving average teal line. Okay, so anytime that volatility has crossed above that 15% with an upside posturing alongside the volatility component, I have measured every single iteration historically on this time frame of the buy daily for Carvana, right? So this is how we're getting the higher probability moves here. So using that back test and understanding that we do have an upside bias on a stochastic momentum indicator, I have come up with this data here, right? So this is the data set. This is what we're going to be looking at right now. So total iteration count 13, 11 of which have been correctly guessed towards the upside, right? That's going to give us an upside accuracy of about 84.62% with an average upside thrust of about 30.41% with a standard deviation of 20.96. Okay, now 20.96 standard deviation. What in the hell does that even mean, brother? Well, that means that at the fire of the signal, which by the way, fired off right at about 156.29, there could be a pullback or a deviation of price valued at about 20.96%, which in other words, from the firing of that signal, that would have led to 119.81. Price action completely deviated here all the way down to 124.31, marking about a 90% standard deviation retracement, proving the statistics pretty damn accurate, and then bouncing like a bat out of hell here and continuing towards that upside, still within the firing of that signal. Guys, I gotta say that the standard deviation fired, but that was because of a false fire here. Now we need, no matter what, we need this to actually happen tomorrow or in the next 2 days, okay? The criteria, we need the volatility component and the moving average to move beyond an upside, right? We need an upside posturing above the 15% neon green line. We just closed the buy daily today with that massive upside. Guys, we combated, we beat the crap out of the ATR here, right? We're talking about an ATR of $7.76. Look at this. We opened today at 141.98 and closed. Let me see. Wait. Right here. We opened today at 142.37 and closed at 153.29. Guys, that's $11 out of the 776 average true range that we got there. What the hell? This thing is expanding at an extraordinary rate, and I got this to show you as well. Look at this. We're going to go to the buy daily time frame. I'm going to block the visibility for all those drawings. And I want you to see this. You see this is every candle here is 2 days long. Right? It takes 2 days to close every candle here. Look at the size of this contraction phase. This has been in contraction, in deep contraction. Let's see. For the better part of about 105 days. Guys, the longer we stay within a critical zone, the bigger the move will be when the signal fires. This has got to be one of the biggest one of the biggest contractive phases that I've seen historically, right? So this is 100% leading towards a potential move. Now, what side would it take though? Because volatility is direction neutral. So which way would it go really? This is where the trick happens. This is your stochastic momentum indicator identifying what side or what bias it's going to take. This has a kink to it. And this kink is built from the prior bar. Now this bar just closed and it hasn't even seen that momentum just yet. That means that the Carvana buy daily signal is probably going to fire off that signal. This thing's going to pivot straight to the upside and it's about to fire off a signal that I've never seen before. 105-day contraction phase. That's got to be the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. And it's funny is because the statistics here that we fired off just like a month ago. I don't even remember when it was. It must have been 2 weeks ago or something. We spoke about the standard deviation drop from the firing of the signal all the way down to 119.81, and it actually met all the way down to 124. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Now, remember, team, what I want you to do also is that if you want to see this price action lead out, I'm speaking to all of you, right? If you want this price action if you want to observe it live with me, make sure to hit this link. Hit those links because they're going to expire here pretty soon, right? I want you to become a lifeline member for the ARCa Bulls trading team. And I want to see you there every single day. But most importantly, guys, I already gave you what I actually want. I want to see you at the freaking front of this class. Stop making excuses. Make a better portfolio out of your account, right? So do we have the upside continuation here? Yes. I do think so. Momentum is suggesting it. Has the signal fired for all of these upside targets? No. But we're waiting for that signal to fire off potentially in the coming day. We just moved $11 out of the $7 of the ATR that we have on this daily time frame of Carvana. That's impressive by every mean. I will continue to observe, and full transparency, I am long this asset on long calls, right? So I'm just going to let you know that I do have a position on this, and I will continue it. Guys, I've been long this ever since we spoke about it the first time. Right? Okay. So, what could be the play here? Remember, we got a buy daily close. That means that there could be a buy daily pullback. So that buy daily pullback is confluent to the 0.786 of the Fibonacci retracement at 148.16. Cool. What else is around that 0.786? Well, there's a buy daily gap right over here. Damn it, we have it. Let's go ahead and take a look at that probability there because there could be a pullback into that zone. Let's do it just like this. So we're going to identify that 0.786 retracement from the fib, right? We have a gap right here, but we also have a gap in this area here. Damn it. So let's go ahead and mark that off. Top side of that gap, $150 with 80 cents. Bottom side of that gap would be 148.80. That could be a reason for price action not to continue towards the downside. But if we will, or if we have it within the liquidity to continue, well, I'll give you that target as well. And then we have two zones to potentially get long this asset, right? Remember, everything that I'm talking about here is for entertainment purposes only, educational purposes only, okay? Take it as such. Do not take this as financial advice whatsoever, okay, guys? Let's go ahead and print the receipts on this, just like that, right? And this is potentially the entry criteria. Now, I will say that the signal hasn't fired yet, all right? We have not seen this signal fire just yet. So let's wait for it. So if you want to see this signal fire alongside me, make sure to join the ARCa Bulls trading team or hit the link in the description below so that you can join the ARCa Bulls trading team today. Come by and we'll see what's up. Okay? The upside targets, obviously, for tomorrow, guys, are going to be the present buy daily high, 153.35 to about 154.21, right around there. Okay? Heads up. We're going to be going over this criteria. We're going to be going over this play in the market prep tonight. Okay, team? So make sure to make yourself a member, and I'll get you guys right in there. And also remember, make sure to take advantage of that seat for the beginners charting and trading mentorship before they run out. We're starting in about a week and a half. No excuses. I want to see you there right away. All right, team? So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. And yeah, please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well a very, very good rest of your night and or day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.